Hi, my name's David Friend, co-founder and CEO of Wasabi. My partner, Jeff Flowers, and I, along with our team of storage scientists, invented a new kind of cloud storage that's 1/5 the price of first-generation cloud storage such as Amazon S3. And at the same time, it's as much as 6 times faster. Our mission is to turn cloud storage into a one-size-fits-all utility, much like electricity. Not only is Wasabi faster and cheaper than any other cloud storage, but we've simplified the pricing so you can predict how much cloud storage is going to cost before you start using it. Unlike all previous cloud storage, we don't charge for egress, HTTP operations, or anything else, just the storage. We believe you don't need complicated tiered product lines. Wasabi is faster than the fastest and cheaper than the cheapest. So why would you need multiple tiers? Recent statistics say that the amount of data the world generates is doubling every 2 years. At that rate, we'll reach 163 zettabytes by 2025. What's a zettabyte? A zettabyte is a million gigabytes. Why is data accumulating at such a rapid rate? Just look around. Everything these days generates data, and an exponentially increasing amount of it. The cameras on your phone have gone from 1 megapixel to 4 megapixels to 12 megapixels. Movies have gone from HD to 4K to 8K. Medical imaging has gone from static photos to 3D images that can be rotated in real time. There are 300 million surveillance cameras in operation, and each generation of camera is 4 times the resolution of the prior. Big science projects like telescopes and particle colliders create petabytes of data every year, and there are billions of devices connected to the internet, ranging from thermostats and keychain fobs to automobiles and jet engines. As the cost of storage drops, we can afford to create and store even more. The more data we have, the more value we can extract from it. As our analytical tools keep improving, we need to feed them with ever-increasing amounts of data. Nearly every industry is adding to the digital tsunami, but some are really piling it on. Think healthcare, for example, where patient data and large digital files like X-rays and MRIs must be securely stored for decades. In life sciences and biotech, DNA sequencing is poised to generate more data than any other industry. Every genome sequenced creates up to a terabyte of data. Some people predict that 1/3 of the world's population will have their genome sequenced in the next 10 years. Currently, the amount of stored genomic data is doubling every 7 months. And then, of course, they're consumers. Every one of us is walking around with a 4K video camera in our pocket, ready to shoot movies on a moment's notice. With over 2 billion smartphones out there, that's a lot of movies, and it all has to get stored somewhere. That's where our vision of utility cloud storage comes in. It doesn't matter whether the data is a video from your phone, a picture of the night sky from a telescope in Chile, a stream of data from your Tesla, or the temperature in your bedroom. It needs to be stored somewhere safe and sound and at the lowest possible cost. You need to know that it will still be there in 10 or 20 years, protected from hackers, equipment failures, natural disasters, and stupid mistakes. Only a few years ago, nearly all data was stored locally on personal computers and in corporate data centers. Today, it doesn't make any more sense to own your own storage hardware than it does to own your own electric power plant. Cloud storage specialists like Wasabi can store data much more efficiently than any on-premises storage. In general, you can store data in Wasabi for less than just the annual maintenance on a similar amount of on-premises storage. Furthermore, you don't need all the people, hassles, and risks associated with running and periodically upgrading your own storage hardware. Knowing how to store large quantities of data is something that companies like Wasabi know how to do, but it's probably not core competency to your own business. So, like electricity or any other utility, it's best to leave it to the experts. Data storage should just be a simple, inexpensive service that's instantly available and in nearly infinite quantities. But until Wasabi, cloud storage was actually pretty expensive. The cost of running on-premises storage is typically $20 to $30 per terabyte per month, roughly the same as the cost of cloud storage from vendors like Amazon, IBM, and Microsoft. So there hasn't been a huge economic advantage to moving data to the cloud. Wasabi has changed that. Wasabi is $6 per terabyte per month. and with no egress charges, cuts the cost of cloud storage by roughly 80%. So there's now a much bigger payoff for migrating storage from on-premises equipment to the cloud. Wasabi's price even rivals the cost of tape storage. Tape has been the medium of choice for archival storage for decades. In 2016, the manufacturers of LTO tape shipped 96,000 petabytes of tape, up 26% from the prior year. But why would you want to use tape when it could take hours or days to retrieve your data, when you can retrieve data from Wasabi in milliseconds and at roughly the same cost? Over the next decade, much of the data that's been stored on tape will migrate to the cloud, where it can be accessed instantly. For example, Hollywood has tens of thousands of films and TV shows archived on tape. If you want to watch one of these old shows, you're out of luck. Studios are discovering that there's an audience for everything, and that they can turn all this old content into revenue by making it available online. If the cost of storage drops by 80%, suddenly it starts to make economic sense to take data out of cold storage like tapes and make it available online. In Hollywood, they call this de-archiving, and Wasabi is leading the charge. But cheap, fast cloud storage is not only good for big established organizations, it's great for innovators and startups too. Among our thousands of customers are startups that probably hope to be the next Facebook or Instagram. Consider a typical free app that uses a lot of storage for photos, movies, or other media. Storage may in fact be the biggest operating expense in such a business. Reducing the cost of storage by 80% means that business models that were completely impractical at Amazon's prices suddenly look pretty attractive. We don't know which of our customers is going to become the next Facebook or Instagram, but for sure they have a better shot at it if the storage costs aren't killing them. Let me say a few words about security and safety of your data. First of all, you don't want people stealing your data. That's the security part. Every bit of data in Wasabi is encrypted, both in transit and at rest. So as long as you keep your encryption keys safe, there's nothing for anyone to steal. We store data for thousands of customers, and we have a pretty big incentive to make sure that nobody ever gets to our customers' data. Secondly, you expect that your data is still going to be there year after year and that it will be preserved with 100% accuracy. Wasabi, Amazon, Google, and Microsoft all have what's called 11 nines of durability. To put that in perspective, if you gave me 1 million files to store, statistically I might lose one file every 659,000 years. While users are sometimes careless with their credentials, you don't read about major cloud storage vendors spontaneously losing data. Yet we know from our days in the backup business, customers lose data every day, and it's almost always because of human error. Human error can apply to data stored in the cloud as well as data stored locally. Wasabi tackled this problem of accidental data loss by introducing immutable cloud storage. With Wasabi, you can store your data in a way that makes it impossible to accidentally erase or overwrite it. And we have multiple data centers that allow you to replicate your data across different geographies to protect your data from natural disasters. Part of being a commodity is adopting standards that allow our customers to move storage from one vendor to another without having to alter their applications. It's the opposite of the kind of vendor lock-in that's so common among cloud storage vendors today. We decided to adopt Amazon's S3 API as the de facto standard. Any application that works with S3 will work with Wasabi. We even connected Wasabi to Amazon via Amazon's Direct Connect service, so that you can continue to run your applications in Amazon's compute cloud, but store your data with Wasabi. We're also part of Internet 2, and in fact, we're the only pure cloud storage vendor attached to Internet 2. Nearly every university, government lab, and municipality in the country is connected to Internet 2. Our high-speed connection to Internet 2 provides cheap, fast, reliable cloud storage for scientific research, governments, and non-commercial organizations around the world. Let me say a few words about our technology. What we're able to do with spinning disks is pretty spectacular. Our engineers know how to get down and grab hold of the heads on the disk drives and place the bits on disk where we want them to go, not where Linux, Windows, or some other operating system wants them to go. there are very few software engineers who have ever had to think about how bits are organized on physical drives. The only ones I've ever met already work for us. When Jeff and I started Wasabi in 2016, we figured we had a chance to really disrupt the storage industry. We're well on our way to becoming one of the largest cloud storage companies worldwide. We're cloud storage specialists. We've been doing it since 2005 when Jeff and I started Carbonite. While Amazon and others offer hundreds of other cloud services, we stick to our knitting and focus on being the best cloud storage vendor in the universe. The potential market for cloud storage is nearly infinite, and we're not going to get distracted from our core mission. Our promise to you is that nobody will ever beat us on price or performance. So I hope you'll take a moment to learn more about Wasabi at wasabi.com. There's even a free trial, so you can try Wasabi without risk. I'm David Friend, and thank you for watching.